Oh, and this is Dishonored! Ardent, why are you playing this game from 2012 and 2017? Because they wanted to see it, and I figured instead of following someone else's YouTube, I'm just gonna be like, hey, watch me play Dishonored, because it's one of the games I'm actually okay at. I'm gonna start a new game, we're not gonna do anything fancy here, we're just gonna play on normal. Right, this is fine. Let's enter. Hopefully audio levels are all okay. You can hear me and you can hear you could hear the menu music. If not, I'm really sorry and I'll try and rebalance it in 10 minutes. Let's start. But we're gonna watch all the cutscenes and stuff. I'm not gonna do anything fancy here, not a no power run, not a super high difficulty run. But I'm going to try and do most of the stuff that there is in this game to just show it off. And so we'll see how it goes, and maybe do the DLCs after this. Unlike Devil Outsider, I actually do know how to play this one, so I'm not going to spend an hour messing around at a level and not getting anywhere. Anyway, let's start. Oops, and Discord. No, not Discord. Twitch is at the wrong thing, but that's fine. We'll just do it that. There's this over. Cool. Let's start.
Corvo, if only there was someone else I trusted to send, so that you could remain near. But there is no one else, and the Spy Master was right to insist that I send you. The plague has taken so many, and we must find a cure. When you are near, my heart is at peace. Emily and I will count the days until you return. Hurry home, and bring good news.
Steady hand. That's it. Watch it. Cast off line. Casting off. We're away.
So we can look around.
Take us straight to Dunwall Tower. Lord Corvo has news for the Empress, and we've come a long way.
A long way to bring bad news. The sailors say there's a curse on us. Black magic.
He's dead.
Superstition.
3 more.
For all we know, there's a cure for the plague by now.
Maybe. We live in strange times. Sending the Empress's bodyguard away for a couple of months. That's unusual.
Well, this was important. We need help with the rat plague. Ho there! We're going up.
Sealed. Ready.
Turning on the pipes. And she's rising.
Home at last.
Steady pressure. And stop. Shut her down.
The Empress will be waiting for your news, Corvo.
Alright. Cool, we're in the game. So we can talk to people with F.
Fair voyage, sir. Corvo, she's waiting. You should go see the Empress.
Well, I mean, we can't talk to people because we're a silent protagonist, but we can go up and press people.
Welcome back, Lord Protector.
And they'll talk at us. And then look around. Sprint, it's some pretty standard stuff here. This whole thing's gonna go on YouTube, so if you can't watch it all on stream, it'll be
Fewer ships moving along the river now. with the plague and all.
Because they haven't found the cure. Alright, let's head over to talk to Chesapeake.
Hello, sir.
Corvo, you're back!
Emily!
Will you tell me about your trip, please? Were there any whales? Wait! Let's play hide and seek first. I'll cover my eyes and you hide. You have time? Mother's busy talking to that nasty old spy master.
This is the snake tutorial. Normally I would skip it, but, well, actually no, I wouldn't. Let's play hide and seek with them.
Okay, here we go.
So it tells you, it's a bit more tutorial that you can skip if you've played the game about 59 and you don't want to see it.
Did you see any monsters while traveling to the other isles? My nanny says the big ocean's full of them, but I think she only says that to scare me. Let's see if you're still good at this. I'll hide my eyes and count, and at the end of the countdown, I'll try and find you. Okay, I'm going to count to 10. Find a place to hide. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Actually, no, we'll stay behind it.
9,
See how this goes.
10. Here I come.
We can lean. Yep, thank you. Tilt it.
I always find you.
Actually, I think you have to intentionally lose this for her to find you. I don't think she checks a lot of the hiding spots.
Sarah?
Oh, no.
See you. Did you really think you could hide there? Let's play one last time, please, Corvo.
I've never been caught by her before. So, okay, one more time.
Okay, and find a better hiding place this time. I'll count to 10.
Alright, are you gonna... Cool.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Try behind you this
7,
time.
8, 9.
Pretty sure this is where I hid the first time if I know I've got most of these.
Okay, well, somewhere else then. Where are you? Okay, you win. We should go now. Some other.
That's what normally happens.
Ooh.
You can sprint, but she's not particularly fast. So,
Take me with you on a trip one day, please. Corvo, if you won't marry my mother, would you marry me?
The Lord Spy Master is with her, but she said to show you right in.
alright.
Welcome home, Lord Protector. Stop moving, Campbell. And you, Corvo, welcome back. From wherever you've been. They sent him all around the Isles to beg for aid. A waste of time. My elixir will banish the plague from this city. Now keep still a moment, High Overseer Campbell.
I'm not so sure that painting looks like Campbell. Follow me, Corvo.
Just a minute, we're gonna have a look at this.
You saw my improvements to the waterlock.
I did. It's very impressive.
It was a fool's errand, Corvo. The plague comes from inside us. We must all strengthen our faith. High Overseer, I must ask you to hold your pose.
Apparently, if he's already done, he doesn't tell you off for taking this either. Okay.
She'll see you at once.
Alright.
It's been good traveling with you, Corvo.
Hello, my lord. They're sick people, not criminals.
We've gone beyond that question, Your Majesty.
They're my citizens, and we will save them from the plague if we can. All of them.
Very well.
We will not speak of this again.
Mother, Corvo is back.
Thank you, Emily. Leave us, please.
As you wish, Your Majesty. Corvo. 2 days early. Full of surprises, as usual.
It's a fair wind that brings you home to me.
Follow me,
What news
Captain.
have you brought?
We should leave them alone.
I hoped that one of the other cities had dealt with this before, knew of some cure. This news is very bad. We're at the breaking point. Cowards. They're going to blockade us. They'll wait to see if the plague turns the city into a graveyard.
Are you okay, Mother? You seem sad.
Yes, don't worry, darling.
Then
Mother is fine. Wait, where are the guards? Who sent them away?
Mother, look! What are they doing on the rooftop?
What? Emily, come here.
Emily, get behind me! Look out! Another one!
Corvo, thank you. If you hadn't been here...
No more! Not again!
Mommy!
No! Get away from her!
Corvo! Mommy! Get away!
Corvo, it's all coming apart. Find Emily. Protect her. You're the only one who'll know what to do. Won't you? Corvo.
Ward us all. Look at what he's done.
Yes, he's killed the Empress. What did you do with young Lady Emily, traitor?
Her own bodyguard. Ironic.
I'll see you beheaded for this, Corvo. Take him.
Alright, so basically, we're a bit screwed. As we can see here, 6 months have passed since you were accused by the Royal Spymaster of marrying the Empress and conspiring to abduct your daughter Emily to royal ear. Now, locked away in Culver's prison, the time of your execution draws near. In 6 months, then we'll be in prison.
This is your final chance, Corvo. Sign the confession, and let me give you the rights to put your spirit at ease.
That's enough for now. Get out. Let's give the man some time to think. Corvo, the Empress is dead. Her daughter Emily is hidden away, and no one will ever know the truth.
Yes, unlucky you. Tomorrow you'll be executed, but it's for a good cause. This country needs strong leadership now, someone to guide the weak. And that's where we come in.
There was nothing personal in this, even though you almost sank our plans. But it turned out well. You were in the wrong place at the right time, and someone has to take the fall. Goodbye, Corvo. Guards! Take him back to his cell.
You should eat, Corvo. This meal comes from a friend.
Friendly meal. Bread. Alright, store in a cell. It's a bit shit. You can climb. Let's eat our friendly meal. Oh look, an anonymous message. Corvo, who we are is irrelevant right now. Just know that we have faith in you. You're secure to your cell. Once you're out, head for the prison's interrogation room. Take the explosive gear and plant on the outer door. When the bomb goes off, run. Make for the river and lose yourself in the sewers. You'll find some useful gear stashed here. One of the prison guards will leave a weapon just outside your cell. And good luck. We need you alive and well for what's to come. Break out!
Can I buy your ration of elixir from today? You always amuse me.
Get a save going.
So many people are coming to the
execution
tomorrow.
Non-lethal and
It's
lethal.
on account of Corvo, the one who killed the Empress and abducted her daughter, Emily. So it's an occasion. Right. A social event for the high and mighty.
Slackjaw him in here.
The noble
He's
Lord
gotta
Protector
get me
with his
out.
head chopped off.
They're as bad as us betting on the dogfights.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
Dad back. He used to spit in my food.
Should be able to see me here, should I? Pipeline's pipe system.
Stupid goddamn.
And that's all the guards need to find out. Awesome. We'll just hide around here as well and increasing the bullet pile.
Get a few more before they get you.
And make our way out.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
And now we have a gun. Food basically just hits us. Just have this here. So that's where we came from, and we're just heading out.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
Head to the interrogation room to get our explosives. We'll just drop him around here. Ooh. Cash. Oh yeah, shift to sprint. Ah, we can't ever get through that door, I don't think, until we come back here and deck the outsider. That's another story. Let's listen to some more.
Corvo's unconscious again, though he's taken more punishment than the 2 men we brought in for interrogation. When he wakes, we'll start again. Having him sign the confession for her murder isn't critical, but it might be useful to us later. The assassination of an empress is not a trivial matter.
And we have a note here. Duty officer report, Corvo's interrogation. Corvo Tano, formerly the Royal Protector, will be brought in for interrogation. This is of utmost importance. The Lord Regents and High Overseer Campbell will conduct the questioning themselves, follow their orders without hesitation, and keep the torture under control. Corvo dies in his hands and served to begin the public execution Lord Regent wants, it'll be your head that rolls next. Okay. Book. Trials of Aptitude. Once the child shows the proper inclination, he is marked. Overseers are assigned to study the subject surreptitiously in order to determine whether this inclination is supported by cosmological conditions and other signs or no throughout the year. Well, that was a long sentence. At the end of the cycle, those benefiting further testing are removed from their homes some hours before dawn and must begin the march to an outpost outside the city. There, the children undergo ritual preparation and evaluation until the last night of the month of rain, when they make a pilgrimage to Whitecliff. During an elaborate ceremony, it is determined which children become overseers and which must be put down. Campbell, the dude in the red coat, is one of the overseers. He's the leader, actually. Let's get this safe with it. And we have an explosive. Awesome. Let's quick save. And we get encouraged. Sneaky. Might be possible to get this guy before he goes down the steps, but I've never done it.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance.
I was gonna report that boiler leak from
accompanied by an
yesterday.
officer of the watch.
Just do your rounds. The report's trouble for
Must
both
be
of us.
scheduled in
I'm
advance
moving.
with 1 week's notice.
Right, so I am able to deal with these two. It's a little complicated, but I think I remember how it's done. Because that guy will only stand and look that way. So we have to wait for the other man to be
Share your food with me tonight?
Shut up.
facing away, and then we can knock this one out. I'm not quick save because it does take a little bit. This might not have been a good time. Okay, we pulled that off. Somehow.
Attention.
I really thought it was screwed, but apparently not.
The personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
He is looking away. He is facing that way. Okay, that's
Oh, no stupid goddamn. That son of a...
Damn. Awesome. Ooh. Oops! Alright, he's still unconscious, that's fine. Let's move on. Make a hard save here because one should always save when it's good. But anyway, let's keep breaking out.
Hey, I heard you got...
Corvo's execution is tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but everything has to be set up today.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to
Not everyone
maintenance
did,
crew,
but I
unless
really like
accompanied by an officer of the
So
watch.
there are 3
Escort
guards.
through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
Hide here from that man. Some coins. And then we might mess it up. Because of course we do. Alright, alright.
Corvo's execution is tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but everything has to be set up today.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to
Not
maintenance
everyone did,
crew,
but I
unless
really like
accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort.
We'll try not to reload too
must
often
be
though, because I
scheduled in
realise that's a
advance with
little
1
bit
week's notice.
just in time. Wow, he
Did I
really
tell
wants to
you
stare
about
at
the
him.
time I almost caught that guy who killed the Empress?
You're such a choffer.
Someone help me out! Watch it!
You know what? We're not trying for anything perfect with Betsy here.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be received from personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Get him!
Alright, made a bit of a mess out of it, but we survived. Now flicks down more bullets. That may be a little obvious, or just me. Deposit these gentlemen in this room.
Attention. The
Here we go, never happened.
is off limits to maintenance
Yep, now
unless accompanied by an officer.
snack a bit.
Escort to the solitary must be scheduled in advance.
We could open that massive gate. But if one goes down here, one finds a second path. A sneakier path. Which I actually never found before the last time when I was playing it, so yeah. It surprises me. But let's see. So we have one guard down here. One guard up here. This is Dishonored 1, not Dishonored 2, so one cannot quietly walk. There we go! Now, pull this to open the gate because then we can hide the bodies. Out here. I know there's been there, but I have hidden people in that bit before and they always die. A little too close to the choices. So we'll just get it, it's fine. Everyone's gonna know what's going on in a minute anyway. Close the store again. Have some snacks. Right. 4, 3, 2, 1. And losing the water. Nice and easy. Into the sewers. Not really anything we want to do at Coleridge, so we'll just hit hard. Done whole sewers.
Use some kind of explosive to blast its way out. That doesn't happen by accident.
You think he had help? Who'd know how to do that?
Bottle Street gang, maybe. Watch for booby traps. Could be some down here by the look of it.
Good. If we're lucky, one of them will get Corvo.
You're afraid of him? He's Sir Conan. It's all merchants and whores down there.
Kids like you never saw what he was like. I saw him fight 3-to-1 in the practice yard. In a whirlwind.
I hope it's me that finds him.
I hope it is too.
Note from a friend. Corvo, if you're in, this means unplanned work and you've broken free from coverage. Would my contacts a set of weapons for you somewhere deep in the sewers. Grab the gear and find Samuel where these tunnels dump out into the river. He'll bring you to us. A friend who will meet us. Can't go through the door, so let's stop here. Not bad. Snack. Alright, rats are nasty as we're about to discover. Yeah. They do that. Fortunately, they can't get through gaps in doors, apparently. So we're all good. There's a crowd of rats, but as we discovered in the mechanics, they prefer dead bodies over living Corvo. So we'll just swim away. Damien's journal. Amanda and I only had enough coin to buy half the elixir we needed. Even that's all gone now, and there's nothing to do but wait. We're very sick, and there's no place above to hide from the City Watch. They're breaking into houses all over our district. So we'll stay here and share the last hours together. Our fire will keep the rats away. Now I'm here at the city. Damien. Yeah, the plague hasn't got much better. Crank it. See what's from here. Absolutely nothing. Oh no, here's some snacks. It lost health. Those rats, I assume. Oh yeah, the spit.
Aren't we supposed to load the bodies in the carts headed to the flooded district?
Yeah, screw that. That's too far. I don't want to catch the plague, do you? No.
Doesn't the elixir prevent it?
Maybe. Either way, let's just dump them down there. The rats.
Rats, there's a corpse over here. Here we go. Okay.
Attention Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo.
I hate it, but I'm always so
the
already
murder
gonna
of our
become
fair empress and the disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne, has temporarily escaped state custody. Any evidence as to his whereabouts must be delivered to the City Watch at once.
That is an explosive. For a dart trap. Can bypass them, or we could jump over it. But let's just bypass like this. Coins. Extra. More loot projectiles from Watcher. Like that. Let's just back here, but we can just go back. And now we're back. Alright. Alright. Some more cash. Cash is actually contraband. Wow, this is huge observations. Yeah. We can get good loot with this cash. Upgrades and stuff. To the Lord Protector. Greetings, Corvo, or should I say Lord Protector as you are known before that title was wrongfully taken from you. We are servants of the Empire and of the True Empress, a group of loyalists who want very much to meet you. Take these weapons, crafted for you of the finest materials in the Isles, and meet with our man Samuel near where these tunnels spill into Rainhaven River. All haste and luck, we share a common purpose. Special equipment! Alright, so now we got our cool stuff. So we got a crossbow, and we got our fancy sword. And a key. This is progress. Ah. Yes. Cool. This is another mechanic in the game. There are safes. They have combinations. Jelly, in case you're too daft to remember it, look to your whiskey for the answer. Whiskey, got it? If you want your share, you'll sort it out. No, I'll come back for it next one. Basically, the password will usually be hidden somewhere. In this case, smash the whiskey bottles, and we see the password is 451. And we get the safe. Cash. And some coins.
He won't get past me, sir.
Do you know who we're hunting here? Don't try to take him out alone.
But what if no one from the squad is around?
Then try to make a lot of noise when you die. Knock something over if you can.
Bastard.
Right, let's make a hard save here. So basically, we've got about... What? Guys, counting that one to deal with? This is where we learn how to drop attack people.
Smells like a dead weeper in here.
You can completely negate full damage by stabbing people with your sword as Listen. We are learning today. But he's not in a great place to drop attacks, so we wait for him to go around. Oh, wait to keep it classy, mate.
Stay alert, you worms. Not getting out this way on my watch.
And that's him down. Yep, 1, 2, 3. This bit isn't the easiest. Oh, it's such a good moment shot.
Burn.
So this one is probably the first one we should take out because he patrols it.
Crying about that dice game? I don't need shit from you.
These guys are very polite to each other, as you can see. That's a bit loud, but... Cool. That's one down. Now we try and fail to do a jumping puzzle. Is this a jumping puzzle? Does this count as a jumping puzzle? I don't think it does. Anyway, let's go for a swim. Swimmy, swimmy. Strong lungs. Back where it started. He could swim that far. Two left.
That's just ridiculous. Stupid rats. Plague. Elixir. Bunch of crap.
Hey, what's going on there? Swords! Going down. Let's beat him up.
Oh, where did you come from? Are there 4 guards? I was convinced there were 3. Shows what I know. No, Sarah, don't reload all the time. Take forever to do that. Oh well. We knocked 2 of them out. That's 50%. Now we're gonna fail at climbing. That's an income here. Yeah. This is a sneaky item. And a note. Dear Hermit's note. It's here by the Rain Haven I'll make my last home. Stinks to the void, but my grandmom's hag for sure drive the odor away. I remember sailing out on this river to the great ocean, that vast blinding light and blue water. I was a 10 to 15 now, let's always filled to bursting. The old days before everyone went to shit. Anyway it goes, it's either to have boots and a watch against my skull, or teeth and a rats on my bones, or trembles of plague over my skin. Don't matter none to me. No body here. Oh. Guards and gods, let's just chop chop chop. And then what? What is okay. And immediate. Cool. There might be loot in. Have a look. I seem to remember it. Yeah. Just a pizza. Yep. Loot. Cool. Alright. This is pretty much level done. Just gotta meet Samuel. Here's a bin. You can live in the bin if you want it.
And the disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne.
Yes, silly goblin. Samuel!
Over here. Quickly, I'm a friend.
Yeah,
I'm Samuel. And I work for some good people who want very much to meet you. They said you'd come out here. I can still hardly believe it. I'll take you to meet them. Just down the river from here.
Alright, let's go. Where am I? How do we do? We killed 5 hostiles, 0 civilians, 0 alarms got rung, 0 bodies got found. Our level of chaos was low. We didn't get the kill him or ghost things, but I've already got all the achievements for that. We found most of the coins, but as always we missed some. Don't think I've ever managed to get perfect on this level in terms of coins found, and we did the special actions. Cool! Hidden in an old bar on the river, your new allies have plans to share with you. Meet with the loyalists in the circle to learn what they've got in mind.
This is the Hound Pit's pub. Closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what
I'm just not currently looking at
watch will break in with swords drawn.
There's no messages there.
And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
Right. Mission clues. Samuel, a boatman, has smuggled you across the river from Coldbridge Prison. He works for an underground movement opposed to the illegal reign of the Lord Regent and has brought you to meet the members of the organisation. think, because we've finished the first mission... Actually, the first mission is really short. We'll do this bit, and then we will do the second mission next time. So we'll meet the Loyalists. We could go in that door.
They're hard at work in there. Best join them.
Welcome to the Hound Pit Pub, sir. How may I help?
Hello, sir. I am Wallace, and this is Cecilia. We have been informed of your arrival and will do our best to stay out of your way while you conduct your business.
Yes. Lydia's a servant here as well.
Alright. Let's have a look around this alleyway. It's all blocked off. Which is probably a really good thing. Then we could hide in.
Attention all citizens. Curfew extends from sundown to sunrise unless you are otherwise authorized. Violators will be subject to interrogation and detained
And the
when
door
necessary. Remember, the boldest measures are the safest.
Alright, now, the reason I didn't go to the front door is because there's a sneaky little dialogue you get if you go this way. Start.
Oh my! You startled me. Ah, you could only be Corvo. I suppose you're practicing for your... well, your job? You're much younger than I expected. Do make yourself at home. Terrible you got blamed for the death of the Empress, rest her spirit.
And we can't pick the key up here. There we go. Coin. Harpooner songs. I'm not. Listening on the White Cliff. Excerpt from a series of Overseer Invocations by High Overseer Abram Templeton. And I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the glowing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd, the foggy grey waste of the outsider. We will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions so that others will not lose their way. And to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes in far places, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbours, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt.
Attention, citizens of Dunwall. The Old Port District has been added to the evacuation list.
General belief. Except from a long work of fiction. Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precise, esoteric patterns, knots and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clenched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. A morbid fascination pushed me closer until she turned her blank face toward me, resting the needle in its flesh. With her refined tone, she addressed me. So you are the lover, I presume? You too have been unfaithful, and it is now your turn to be mended.
Count for the month of
Tibia. Except from a theatre play. Lord Nathan Bale shaking with outrage. How dare you, sir, so close so in my very home? I should hand you over to the watch, depraved Titian. Prince Kelisar moving closer. That's a harsh welcome for royalty, my lord. Your daughter treated me with much more hospitality. Alas, she has gone out for the evening, leaving me all alone. Lord Nathan Bale, stammering, studying the younger man before him. What are you doing? Leave this house. Go back to your failed, frozen wasteland, pale rascal. Prince Kelisar smiling coyly, reaching out. No need for anger between us, Lord Bale. Is it so wrong for me to be here? As I've proven, I've developed an affinity for you and your family. Lord Nathan Bale, gasping. Oh my, Kelisar, your skin is so warm it burns. We're going to move on. Read a Gaffer's Tale. Volume 2, or a Gaffer's Final Passage, excerpt from the travel journal of a whaler in his final years. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling, too broken to continue. I've seen all the corners of the Isles and made more coin than most men see in a lifetime. But it's all gone. I've lived through an emperor and watched his daughter take the throne, fair young empress she was, but slain so young. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every port of the known world and sailed in the loneliest waters you could imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandacia. Even the best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams in the line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing among the waves under the moonlight, only to be spared by ugly, weather-scarred men who knifed one another for a good pair of boots. Each year, I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter, and those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I was 100 miles east of Morley, gaff hand frozen from asleep as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me.
The plague ordinances will remain in effect through the month of rain. Stay alert and stay loyal.
Oh my. Ah yes, Havelock's room. We will meet Havelock as soon as I stop knocking around with books. Gaffer's Tale Volume 1, or Gaffer's Early Adventures. Oh! Well, we're reading part 1 after we read part 2. That's fine. My sister Nina and I left Tibia together, saying goodbye to our aunt, the woman who had raised us since childhood. Leaving behind our home city of Yarrow and the cold but beautiful white landscapes we'd always known, we boarded a ship for Dunwall. Our parents had left us with a sizable inheritance, and we spent half of the gains in the capital city in establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tibian affairs. Once I'd helped Nina establish the business, I was free to pursue my dream. Signing on for a whaling ship was the most exciting thing I'd ever done, and I saw it as a means to an end. Someday I would captain my own crew, and eventually a fleet of similar vessels. With tears in my eyes, Nina kissed me farewell, and I did not see her again for many months. As an apprentice to the gaffer, I got to see the tracking and killing of the great beasts up close. Nothing had ever fired my spirits so as the wind and pounding waves, racing after a wounded whale being pulled by a skein of cables embedded in its thick flesh. I changed more in those first 7 months than I had in the past 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me, so that Nina barely recognized me when I returned, tanned and sinewy of muscle, with the creases already wrinkling the corners of my eyes. But she could see that I was filled with joy, having found my purpose. Money. Admiralty in the fleet. Except for a book on naval history. While each of the isles is some form of naval fleet, none is more envied than that of Bristol, with its long, proud history of great ships and admirals who could command them. We're currently in Bristol. Dunwall is its capital. Fun facts. Boys come of age in the cities of Bristol, hoping to someday captain such a ship, and family dynasties are made by those captains who track down infamous pirates, crush seditious uprisings as during the Morley insurrection. Times of war and peace, Bristol continues to innovate at sea. The ship designs of Anton Sokolov, who we briefly met in the first mission, he also doing painting, himself now represent the highest standard in the whaling trade, allowing crews to hold their kill up over the deck and begin the butchery and processing, even as the ship returns to Dunwall. The crews can be seen working on their latest whale as the ship moves slowly up the Wrenhaven River, coming to dock with one of the powerful warehouse companies such as the Greaves Whaling House. Suspended in a rigid rigging overhead, backlit by the setting sun, the silhouette of one of these creatures makes a moving sight as it cruises to its final resting place in the industrial heart of the capital city. Basically, everything here is powered by whale. What else we got? Gaffer's Tale Volume 2, we've read that one. Havelock Log, Entry 1. It's been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo in the old sewer. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeed in getting the packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources making those things. If I could find a way to mass-produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as the dominant force on the globe. But back to Corvo. Can he actually break out of Coldridge, and if so, will he make his way here? I personally give him the odds of 1 in 5. Made it. Alright, what else have we got? Pendleton's room.
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which, Wallace, please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
Wow, sounds like you're really suffering with your wine. Ooh, wait. He's like super rich, he can spare it. Anyway, let's head downstairs and speak to the loyalists, which is what we're meant to be doing. Psych, we're going into the basement. Look somewhere. Alright, now let's go talk to the people who we're meant to be speaking to. First time I played, I got so stuck in that level because I couldn't figure out how to draw thing properly.
But I hope he understands subtlety as well.
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here.
Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock, a true servant of the Empire, like you, until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group, but we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested.
I mean, I could do that, or I could lick pure powdered crystal! Alright, now I'm done looting. I'm never probably done looting, but there's nothing in that place, I don't think. So let's go check with Piero. Psych, we're gonna go check out the shop. It's Samuel's house. Mysteries of Pendasia. Excerpt from a book on the far continent of Pendasia. At the Academy of Natural Philosophy, they speak of the Pendasian continent as a place of wonder where all of life is entwined and blossomed across eons, producing a vibrant ecology unraveled in the civilized world. Unrivaled. The overseers from the Abbey of the Everyman, by contrast, talk of horror and heresies, of cults of sub-men engaged in brutal, perverse rituals. The few who have travelled to the far continent and come back to the Isles, those who have actually touched the soil there, have returned with notes that describe vast deserts, deep jungles, and outlandish creatures set to fight a leaf. Once in a generation, a great effort is mounted to build a colony there, in hopes of this someday growing into a port city to rival Dunmore itself. But to date, these attempts have all ended in madness and failure. Samuel has quality reading choices. I am pretty happy. Piero's
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear. All custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin. No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is run out. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. The oil's unstable. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess.
Right. Oh, a book. That has a strange hitbox. Sokolov technology in the New Age, except from a recent book detailing Sokolov's machines. One of the advantages of Sokolov's technologies is that they share the same magnetic socket for the tanks of processed rail oil they use as fuel. When a tank is exhausted, another can be plugged into place with ease, and the process is simple enough that any common workman, or even the lower guardsman of the city watch, can handle the task. This applies to the arc pile and wall of light security systems, as well as the powered carriages that are used by transport by those few who are wealthy enough to afford them. The only obvious downside of Sokolov's designs is the volatility of the tanks themselves. A few incidents have occurred, resulting in damage to property or bodily harm whenever one of the tanks has exploded. This basically teaches us whale oil tank mechanics. They can be drained, and you can blow them up. Second solution. Except for a series of newspaper articles from prominent natural philosophers by Piero Joplin. It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula, sold as Piero's remedy, a name I did not choose if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal, if not superior. Much has been made of the popularity of these concoctions as a means of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because this strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. The plague, now making its way through the city of Dunmore, is unraveled in its effectiveness. I've studied it within the blood of those serpents and is nearly perfect, elegant in fact. And while it is true that Piero's remedy and Sokolov's elixir are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own is properties not fully understood, which relate to the mind itself and the spirit. And it is in this way that my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to this contest. For you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, is a crass goo better suited for livestock. The subtle and secret variants and the key ingredients make up Piero's remedy, and surely works on the higher functions to separate mankind from the mindless blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Redhaven River. This guy does not have a high opinion of himself at all. Nah, he's cool. Piero's request is denied. Piero, no, I will not sign off on these purchases. Bag of powdered crystal, Tivian ore, what's wrong with the metals and crystal? King Sparrow feathers? If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the academy everything you need was paid for by tariff and handed out willy-nilly. This is my bar, all that's left of it, and we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else, so you've got to slow down. I'm footing the bill I will not approve your purchases unless they're absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city's in ruins, so no one's going to miss any of the old crap you seem to need. Emerald Hammer. Aw, poor Piero. You can't invent things. You can't be being the sucker if you can't invent things. I'll leave it. And
the Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of adaptation, produce high-energy humors in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time, and then observe them for years if need be, to see if the formulation of energetic substance is developed. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities subject to the necessary legal amnesty.
let's not make it. I mean, we have already made a health and safety hazard, so that's fine. What a mess. Right, whale oil filling station. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good Admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it into the correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. Once refilling is completed, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the full tanks, they are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly for once. Whale oil processing. Excerpt from the founding of the Greaves Whale House by Ebenezer Greaves. Out at sea, they secured a base with hooks, with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. The boys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them onto the deck and lift them into the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to port in Dunawall, where the crew works on the great creature, slicing off the fattest parts while it still lives. Oh, there's so many books here. God. Whale vivisection, except from the notes of a natural philosopher aboard the whaling ship. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variants in physiology. On the second leg of the trip, east of Tivia, the crew hauled aboard a female, some 42 feet in length, I assume. I estimate she weighed 35 tons, yeah, definitely 42 feet, and the ship sat low, rocking side to side for a night with her thrashing. By candlelight, I took her apart, sketching and taking notes. Against her bellowing, I cut into the massive tentacles around her mouth. Within, I found row upon row of teeth and a baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure, I assumed she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. Dead counter responsibilities, excerpt from a manual on new city watch procedures. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of a global plague crisis, the dead counter is a position that will only be given to officers, usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any dead counter will have command in situations related to plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms called weepers in common parlance. Starting in the month of rain, interested officers may apply for the test and, if accepted, for the 2-week training tour. Pay will be administered in coin and rations of elixir at 1 1/2 normal pay grade. Failed experiments. Excerpt from a series of lectures on natural philosophy by Piero Joplin. Of course I've attempted to improve on Sokolov's designs. Of course, and why not? After all, it is likely that its thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We're all part of a community striving to unlock the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, how does one say it, our intellectual subordinates. Sokolov is no exception to this, despite the glamour of genius he has cast over the aristocracy. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and in the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may laugh now at my daughter nowhere, but someday you will not. Your children will likely see it as commonly as you see the electrical lamps lighting our streets at night. But a few short years ago you would have laughed at Sokolov's arc-fight on a wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they're nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. Arrow, you need to chill. So take that one down, so we're helping Piero out. We're getting him a full supply of wealth. There we go. Now he will be all good for a while. And by a while, I mean a couple of hours. He's busy with these.
Now plug it in.
There we go.
Just perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face. But this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? See the lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables, and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
So basically, he does like gear upgrades. Let's have a look. Let's get some sleep darts. And here we have upgrades. So for instance, we could go for... Oh, we've got a ton of stuff. Let's get mask optics. And bone jump capacity 1, bone jump capacity 2. Cool. If we're going for stealth, there's actually not a heap of things that we need to buy here, which is nice. It means we don't have to worry about money.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
I agree. Let's go over there.
Sleep well.
Somewhere else. Well, this isn't very restful. Oh, this is our bedroom. It's at the very top of the stairs, which is why we can go up here in my exploration place. Yeah. Actually, if we go in here, the drips are going up. That's really your first clearance. It's going up. Although, if we jump off, we still go down.
Hello, Corey.
Oh! Okay.
Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world. Great forces that men call magic. And now, these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power, my gift to you. Come find me.
Yep, now we have powers. I know how to work. It's a 5, I like him doing this stuff. fallen litter. You cannot save her, 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 you cannot save her. Mana potions! Those we use by pressing T. Yep, it is default. Press T to drink mana potions. Oh. That's what I meant to do. Emily's letter. Corvo. I am very sad. They said that you were dead like mother, but I am going to put this note in a bottle and throw it into the river because I do not believe in. Living here is very strange. I do not like it. Please come to me if you can. Oh, Emily! I'm gonna find you. Oh, shoot over. There he is. Oh, protector himself, that asshole. It's mad. That's good. Get screwed over, you dick. These are toys. You're a bit nasty, but we're not gonna have to worry about them for a few levels at least. Is Lady Boar's last party the first one they appear at? Maybe. It might be Sokol's Bridge. No, I don't think it's Sokol's Bridge. I think it's Lady Boar's last party. Spoilers. But like... Oops. Oh, and now we've got an apple stuck. Bananas. Whew. No more falling over inches. It's the outside.
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men. To help you find these runes, I give you this, the heart of a living thing, molded by my hands. With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
Basically, the heart shows runes. It also shows the location of bone charms. And we can right-click, either pointing at a person specifically or just pointing at your mouth.
This is the end of all things, and the beginning.
And we get some fun more.
All of time's meaningless here. Neither seconds, nor centuries. Someday this place will devour all the lights in the sky. The one who walks here is all things. Cradle songs of comfort and bones gnawed by teeth. This is the place from which those who dabble in the black arts draw their power. And this place is their doom. I can feel the great age ending. This place is the end of all things, and the beginning. All of time's meaningless here. Neither seconds, nor centuries.
Shall we give it? Because I think we heard all the lore and we can clearly see where the rune is located. It's a rune! Basically, we get powers with it. So here we can buy... Let's get dark vision. Press right click to see in the dark and reveal living rings through solid walls. You can also see their fields of view as well as a visual representation of the sounds you make. Level 2 shows you important items through walls like security devices, weapons, ammo, coins, keys, or traps. It's a little bit okay.
How you use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has to the others before you. And now I return you to your world. But know that I will be watching with great interest.
Cool. So now we're back in the Houndman's pub. This is our regular bedroom. Oh, I've got DLC, so there's going to be a lot of crap in here. Bunch of bone charms. Dodge of Affinity. Royal Survey Notes. Oh, Field Survey Notes. The Royal Spy. Except from the personal memoirs of Hiram Burrows, dated several years earlier. This is the 4th day month of high cold. Progress continues on the suppression of gang activity in the Distillery District, but more slowly than I'd expected. The ruffians operating there have been cunning, I'll grant them that, but it's only a matter of time. I'll see their leaders flogged in public and sent beneath the royal executioner's blade. If I had my way, that mean bastard would be working day and night removing the heads that need removing. Internally, the Empress did not seem pleased with my investigations. It seems that it is beyond her thinking, against her very nature as a trusting person, to believe that traitors move among us, but I know they do. They must. No, Jessamine would rather spend her time with the Royal Protector. At least he's likely to stop any immediate threat to her safety, but a strong arm is not what's needed against those who would undermine us. How would Corvo's sword stop a poisoned wineglass or an explosive delivered by courier? It will not. There are many threats around us, threats requiring meticulous efforts to police. Young Lady Emily is undisciplined, I am afraid. Here within Dunwall Tower she receives instructions from the finest tutors known in the Isles, yet remember schools here. She spends most of her time lost in imagination, wasting her time drawing or asking Corvo to teach her to fight with wooden swords. The girl might rule the Empire someday. Every moment spent at play is a moment wasted. Shoring up security for the main gate leading into Dunwall Tower has been another pet project of late. Fitting it back in its time, it recalled when left it open to the public during the day, allowing anyone to come and go as they pleased. Were off to me, I'd seal off access to the streets entirely, but the Empress won't hear of it. The waterlock is much easier to protect, and if it were the only way into the tower, traffic in and out would be greatly reduced. Someday the wrong person is going to slip in and we will suffer for it, mark my words. No amount of security is excessive when it comes to protecting heads of state. The Empress also disapproves of my plans for the Sokolov devices. Sokolov himself has no interest in security, of course, but he's vain and therefore keen to see his inventions deployed in any fashion. This wall of light he's been tinkering with has promise. In any case, at least I was able to convince the Empress to upgrade the pistols carried by the officers of the watch. Why do I worry so when no one else seems to care? By before sleep will it all sink into the ocean, and the rough things clamber over the walls and fill themselves in our flesh? This is what I see in the same dream several times each month. If only I had more say in things, more authority, I could protect us all. Perhaps I've been working too hard. Dinner and an evening of conversation with a certain lady of refinement might be in order. Perhaps somewhere nice in the estate district. Aaron Burrows, Royal Spymaster. The irony there is he's so worried about traitors, and then he turns out to be one. Recent sightings. Endowed. For over a year now I have lived away from Abbey without the company of my overseer brethren or the guidance of the blind sisters of the oracular order. Days have passed with me sleeping in the dens of cut-purses, murderers, and worse, and the nights have seen me prowling through the worst alleys and wretched corners of Dunwall. I've taken my meals with killers. At times I've ventured beyond the city walls, meeting in forgotten graveyards and the outlying ruins frequented by those of ill beings. My beard has grown long, and I wear the weathered clothing and bits of boiled leather favoured by the Bottle Street and Hatter gangs, and by those rough men and women who make their trade knifing the others in return for coin. My hands have grown red with blood, it's true, but I've selected my targets with care, choosing among those criminals and heretics who are not fit to live, executing them justly and using their deaths as a means of building my reputation. So far, this trick has allowed me to make my name among my murderous colleagues without taking the lives of the innocent. My goal is singular. I must impress the assassin named Dowd in order to get close to him. Of all the practitioners of black magic we have tracked, none concern Abbey as much as Dowd. It is said that his mother was a witch from one of the archipelagos of the Pendician Cups, taken captive by pirates venturing far from the Isles. According to the legend, by the time the ship returned, the captain was dead and the witch controlled the crew. Dowd was still a shadow in her belly. The earliest stories tell of a gang killer without mercy, moving among the storekeepers and city watch officers of Dunwall like a reaper through wheat. Then a period of silence followed. Years we now believe he spent travelling the Isles, studying anatomy and the occult in the great halls of learning and the hidden basements frequented by fellow dabblers in the forbidden arts. Dowd has even purported to spend a winter in the Academy of Natural Philosophy itself, and for a time, before a schism developed, he counted to bring more witches among his allies. All the while he honed his craft, and it is during this time that we believe he began to consult with the outsider. New reports emerged of a dusky-skinned assassin paid by the elite to eliminate their rivals in Dunwall and in the other major cities across the Isles. Those who saw him and lived numbered in a handful, but all of them reported something strange. He appeared and vanished like smoke. From a nearby rooftop he gestured, and a noble woman stumbled from her balcony, falling to her doom on the cobblestones below. More recently, as this new threat of plague has risen in Dunwall, Dal has been seen leading a gang of men in dark leather, dressed as factory whalers in their vapor masks. They seem loyal beyond comprehension for one so unworthy, leading me to wonder if some of his magic is dedicated to lulling their minds, enslaving them. Only a month ago, one young girl claims to have come across a strange scene. Carrying a bottle of milk home to her crippled brother, she was taking a shortcut through the tailor's district. In a narrow street, she passed beneath a window and heard unusual sounds from within. Pushing aside the ratty curtain, the girl saw into an abandoned apartment used by miscreants for gambling and trading heavyweed. And a cooked shrine had been erected against the far wall, which she recognized from the teachings given by her local overseer. The man she described as resembling Dal was kneeling before the shrine, muttering to an unseen spirit as if in argument. He took a carving made of pale bone from the altar before him, and the lights all went out in a gush of unclean wind. Quiet as a field mouse, she slipped away, running until she reached her home. There can be no doubt. Dal is an agent of the outsider and must die, for there is no limit to the evil this man might do. This is my solemn oath and the great purpose of my life. Until Dal is dead, and his corruption has been purged from the world, I will continue to move among the depraved, winding my way toward him. I will not drop my guise or don my overseer's mask again until Dal breathes no more. Yeah, there's a lot of lore in this game, especially with this DLC that apparently adds lore books for all the characters. Journal of Rennie Rags. Select Journal of Rennie Rags. 2 more books. Of course I'll tell you, dearie. I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary days of my life are like the windows of a house. From the kitchen I can see out into the garden where the leaves and stalks are brown and bug-eaten. You can see a little lump of dirt where something was wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest along the rows of twisting vines. The front room looks out into the street where the neighbours are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside. Warm and snug, dearie. Don't forget about the bedroom either. It stays into a dreary alley where hooligans are playing a game with an old man. The first two are hitting him with sticks, and the girl with him is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones to boil them in a pot. No one lives in my house anymore, dearie. No one you'd want to meet. When I lived here with my husband, we were fine people. Vera more, everyone would say. Your house is as grand as Boyle Manor. Better even. Your dinners are lavish and your parties are the best. When that young Sokolov came to paint my portrait, I was nearly still in my prime. Radiant, he said, and just barely a man, so young and painting all the best people across the land. Everyone wanted a portrait by his handle, my friends. I was the only one, dearie, wet with his paint, glistening on the canvas for a pretty coin. But there wasn't all parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always at home, no. We travelled together, he and I, to the far ends of the Isles. Beyond even, all the way to the red cliffs of Panacea to dig in the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up candles and squinting at the walls. Many precious things we came upon, but none so precious as the boy with the black eyes, dearie. All those marks and bones carved so deep and polished so bright. I brought the bones home, hid them from my dear husband. I learned to boil them and carved them myself. They made such good presents, dearie. The little mute boy took them home. He loved them so. All the time he came back with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see it in his eyes, even though his tongue was still. Granny, his eyes would say to me, "Carve these bones for me. Make me another present." And he went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower, to rule heads for himself now, my little mute boy and his shiny sword. Better bones were what I needed, you see. Better bones to carve and polish, scrape and clean. My dear old husband was always tired. I made him soup and then he was sick. Better bones was all. For my little mute boy carved in the name of the one with black eyes, and after my husband was gone, given away his birthday gifts, I didn't want to live there anymore. So now I'm old and I don't have many to give my presents to. It's sifting through the garbage for granny rags and feeding little birdies that gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, dearie, especially those rude louts on Bottle Street. Slackjaw and his boys always meddling with an old woman just trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be together with him. You and me in the dreary night with stars above and below, and always some of the black eyes, dearie. Okay, that was fucked up. Okay. One last book. Early Life and Criminal Records, Slackjaw. You want Chinwag on Slackjaw? What he was like when we was young, before he got his name? Oh, he's got a cool head now, but it weren't always like that in the days before he was boss of the Bottle Street gang. Time was, young Slackjaw wasn't such a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins and avoiding the law, pinching whatever he needed. Dark-haired and dark-eyed, smoking a pipe by the age of 10, for them born into the brothels or coming from the orphanages, is over the gangs or working with the mudlarks, and no one wants that. Some got pressed into the Navy or put down in the mines run by the Pendleton and Boyle families. As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we got, at least he was free. By the time we were at Little Lands anymore, Slater was the one to watch, usually calling the shots when we took down a farmer's car on a sidewalk street vendor, come up with a plan, give everyone some part to play and decide on a split. Most of us just went along, because we learned faster, we made out better like that. More food, more coin, plus none of us wanted to deal with Slater when he was in a rage. He worked on a couple of big jobs with Black Stallion across town, and that was enough to get the attraction of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore, now he was an up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as such was Mike the Fish. He was working his way up, running the protection racket among the factory women. One fine evening, we were all taken in a bawdy show in the theatre house. Mike the Fish and his lot are on the cheap seats too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea. He wasn't big on planning and throws a heavy ceramic platoon at Slackjaw. Hits him square in the face and breaks his jaw. We look to see if there's going to be a blood brawl, but Slackjaw just points at the door and we all leave with Mike laughing at our backs. We kept the next day without telling us why. Slackjaw motions for us all to follow. We still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks and Slackjaw buys. Actually pays coin for it. Heavy chain covered in hooks. So fishing in the deep. Something you'd attach to a long line of a ship. About 4 feet, made of thick links, and there are shark hooks coming off it at different angles. Slackjaw's got that finger up around his left arm dangling at his side. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying, but we reached his girl's house. Slackjaw throws a bottle through a window just like that. It's almost noon. There's a bunch of screaming inside, and Mike puts his head out, looking wide-eyed and baffled. He sees Slackjaw on the street. What comes over his face still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out the side door, bellowing like a blood ox, holding a cleaver and heading straight for Slackjaw. We come together in the street. Slackjaw spins, and a shark hooks bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams, but Slackjaw holds onto the chain. He's standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight, with the chain wrapped around his left arm, hook sunk into Mike the Fish, just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, hooked like that, and using his left hand, but he was a big guy and it took a lot of stabbing for him into his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then we all went quiet. Just kept going and going until finally it was just Mike the Fish blubbering, crying like a baby, and the sound of Slackjaw's knife. But it was over, and here's the brilliant part. Slackjaw took out a note and stuck to Mike's face with a nail. It just said, if you're a job, come to Bottle Street. Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple of months, but word spread fast. And in a year, once we had a sizable gang gun, he sent out letters to the other bosses telling them he was running a brand new crew over in Bottle Street. Most of them laughed or beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green-Eye Trish even came back missing a thumb. But apparently Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. It seemed like a series of unfortunate events, but everyone knew better. One shot dead by the watch was standing in the middle of the meat market. Another slipping and falling in the water out cold. One of the older bosses found a bed with his belly wide open and Tiffy and Pierce slipped into his mouth. Still not sure what that meant. And Shayla Barnsworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. Slackjaw sent out another set of letters, offers to the underbosses, telling them they'd be treated fair as peers. He even sent Green-Eye Trish with 1 of the letters. All of the underbosses accepted. To spilling the guts of the main competition, Slackjaw went in for stabilizing his business, real neat-like. Calling in favours, smooth things over, giving everyone a little bit of coin or drink as a bonus. Showing what he could be like as boss. So everything got quiet, which always makes the boys of the city watch nervous, of course. Word went out among the Royal Spymaster Stitches, the Responsible Citizens group they called themselves, telling everyone working in a shop or sweeping up the front steps of their homes to keep watchful eyes for Slackjaw and his men, trying to suss out what they were up to and what had just happened. Slackjaw ain't stupid. He raced a few palms among the shopkeepers in the watch too, telling them that he was in town to stay and that things would run properly from now on without so much blood. There's finally a real boss ready to settle into the business of moving whiskey, running hound fights, and offering up to ladies and gentlemen a night if you take no meaning. The plague came. First it seemed like a good thing. A few people got sick and everyone wanted to buy those potions, so called Pierre. Health elixir or spiritual remedy they call them. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. We already had an old whiskey factory with still where we could water the stuff down and sell it discounted. Doing the same with Slackjaw's elixir was a smart plan. Pretty soon everybody in the slums was sick and business was good. And after a while there were so many people down with the plague that everyone got scared. Everybody started acting out real nasty and everything fell apart. People can't work to know to coin for elixir, watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall would slide into the void. Spymaster Burrows took over and the watch started all that new Cyclone technology. Watchtowers, tall boys and new mark pylons. They put up a wall of light across Clavering Boulevard and cracked down hard. The Slackjaw surprised us again. See her leaving town on a boat bound for Morley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We get as much elixir to fight off the plague as Sea Watch, but did taxes and rations, and it's kept us alive so far. Proudly, Bottle Street gang. And we are done with lore. Awesome. We have a heap of bone charms now. What don't we want to use? Let's not use pizza. Now let's not use flour. There we go. Got some more charms. Alright, let's some cash. Go talk with our allies. We could go over that bridge, but it's only Mordor for now, and I think we're all a bit sick.
Should I clear space for Samuel then?
If you like, but he won't use it.
What?
You should be 4, you should be 6. 1, 2, 2, 3.
Beds anymore, or that's what he says. Says he was in the Navy too long. Can you believe it?
Oh.
That pile of wood out there? It's a hovel he built from an old rowboat. Where does Admiral Havelock find these people, I wonder?
Ooh, let's try to heart on one of these people. Hello, Lydia.
Somewhere in the basements below,
No.
Pound feels down, and money changes hands. She hides her hands. They are raw and scarred from the washing. The other servants don't like her.
Now, apparently, there is a rune over this place. So let's go get it, shall we? We can stay up to find more powers. Better powers. We do not have much range with that thing, do we? There it is. Now, in case you're wondering why I'm taking damage, it's the bloody fish. Alright, so we're taking a bit of damage, but that's fine. Let's see if we can find Piero. Hey, mate.
What can I do for you?
Let's talk about upgrades. Ah. Oh, he sells a ring. Let's buy that. Let's buy the mana potions. What else do we want? Crossbow accuracy, sure. Range. And that's us broke again. Cool. Let's see what we can get with 2 rooms. Let's upgrade our dark vision, because that will allow us to find loot. That takes 3 rooms. So we're gonna go for dark vision, blink, bend time as our first 3, as well as agility. And potentially Shadow Kill. Maybe also Possession, but that's going to be the last of them. So let's go chat with the loyalists.
Well, let's get down to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you.
So, we have to kill Recruit Man.
Holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hell Pits.
Alright!
Oh.
Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
Right, so an optional objective here is to save Kurnal, who, if you remember, was the guy chatting to us on the boat at the very start of the game. But that's all for next time, because we are going to save and turn off here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again for part 2 when we take down High Overseer Campbell. Goodbye!